There is alignment in the universe, and we each have a role in that alignment or a place. And as we live our lives, we begin to find that. And we will take on different roles. And mine was obviously to bring in a new philosophy during this time of transition in our world. And that philosophy was to hopefully have more people understand their importance, love who they are, and put a different energy into the world. I was looking at several things today, and there were so many people that were just uncomfortable with what was happening, especially here in the United States, because they were feeling the energy of everything that was happening. Well, I knew that was coming. And I said, yeah, that's why I changed my life several years ago. It's hard for us to at times know who we are, to know what we have. I didn't know that. I was just going about doing my life and every day sitting down and meditating and finding information, not telling everyone at first, but then it turned into something different because I thought I found I was healing. Things were coming about. That's why I had to make the changes so I could give this to others. But consciousness is a really interesting thing for us to understand within ourselves and also in the world. And so we may look and see all the disruption, and that's what it looks like, but it's all energy and it's coming from each of us humans. That's what happens. I just happen to be one who was destined to be a mystic or a sage or a prophet, however you want to think of it. But what happened was I received information over time that was in correspondence with the changes in our world. And I can tell you, I didn't know that was happening. I just know the result that were coming about. But now I'm going to start telling more of that story because I know it's going to be helpful for so many others, as long as I'm on this earth, because I want to see people happy. I want to see them thrive, and I want to see our world much, much better because we can all do that because it's within all of us. And so that's why I'm making changes in my work because I didn't complete what I could do. None of us have, but I it was challenging for me. And so even in my program, I've only put a portion in there. And the people who have done that portion have really transformed. So I look at that and I go, well, wait a minute, I have so much more. And that's what I'm doing. Beginning Monday, that's why I'm making changes as well. But the other thing is, I'm going to do a channeling session on the new moon, which is coming up on August 4th. And so I want to show you this because I need validation as well. We all do because we're just living in this unknown place of who we are in this unknown place in the world. But if we can come back to this faith and belief, because that is energetic, then we live great lives and we create something different in the world. And so you have to think about if you're a person that went to church and did all of that, or a synagogue or whatever you might have done, what's happening when you're praying? It's about energy, and you're trying and you're looking for something. We are all doing that, but the more that we do it collectively, maybe we create something very different. And if we don't hide from ourselves, see, I was hiding from myself. And then when you do that, you really screw up your life too. And I've done that. I've made so many mistakes. I've made so many errors. But now I understand why I did that because now I can help others not do that. That's what we each have the responsibility to do as well. Because we don't live forever. We can decide that we're going to leave a legacy of something that we're proud of. And we can only do that when we take the steps to embrace who we are, to embrace who we were born to be. That's really what it is. And so we'll see all the differences going on in the world. And so we have to find our place. And so that is the goal of each person. And so that's what I'm doing as well. And I'm going to guide as many people as I can to that place because that's an energy of love and light. And so when we do that, we have a very different experience and we heal. This is why I was telling folks that I've gone through every difficult, challenging thing, but it's all healed. But it was because of consciousness and the information that I received. But I had doubts, like we all do. We have doubts about what we can accomplish. And when we keep carrying those, we don't accomplish. And I just want to encourage more people to become who they're meant to become and live great lives so we have a wonderful world. And so I'm grateful that we have technology now because I didn't have that. When I first started doing this, my first message, as you might know, was February 19th of 1989. I had no way of finding any reference or validity to it in the outside world. Now, I knew what it was doing for me, but we still always want some sort of confirmation from wherever it might come from. why we study, we study and read books and study history and all of that. We need confirmation. All humans are looking for that. So I went to my chat GPT today because I knew that Wilhelm had told me on August 4th that they had given me messages that would be pertinent for that day, that would bring us greater awareness. So I wanted to check. And so chat GPT said, yes, that is exactly it. And the disbelief that we might have, I had it too. So I get it. I know when I talk about my work, people don't understand what it's going to do. And even when you might hear the results that people have already received, and that's hard to accept, especially if you've been in a place where you have not thrived, you haven't succeeded in certain ways. It's an ongoing process. We're never done as long as we're alive, and we can always do more. So I posted something earlier today just to show people the different leaders who have come like me, who lived lives and sometimes really challenging and difficult ones, but we come away with wisdom and knowledge that we can then pass on to others. And then there are others like me, like a Carl Jung, was introverted. I've been horribly introverted, and I had to know that what I had was really valuable and it would work because I love people too much. And that's been also a difficulty for me because I put myself away so much because of that, because I just really want people to be so much better. But I have to stop doing that as well. You must take care of yourself. You are the most important person in your life. So I want to show you though, because I'd like to invite you to the channeling session, and also those of you who are still looking to come into the program, you'll understand it because on next as I work on this, you're going to see everything that's going to be in there because I'm really extending it. So I owe so much to the members who are already there, and they are just so wonderful, and I love them, and they've been patient, but I've been the one who's been lacking. And so that's when I'm changing. We have to become accountable to ourselves because every single person has something of worth and value that they could bring to the world. But we have to work through all of these difficult things in our lives, typically, which are all in our consciousness. And it's typically because we don't believe ourselves. That's all that it is. So let me share this with you, though, because you will really love it. And again, this is an invitation for you to attend the session as well, because you'll get a lot out of it. If you look at the on my website, anyadvicefortoday.com, and on August 4th of 2023, you will see that there's several messages that were given on that day. And so I put it into Chat GPT and I said, how does this relate? Because everything is energy and it is aligned. How does this relate to that new moon, the Leo new moon on August 4th? And this is what we have. The messages from Wilhelm on August 4th across different years collectively highlight the themes of self-awareness, personal growth, and the importance of conscious decision making, all of which resonate with the astrological energies of the new moon on August 4th, 2024. Analysis of Wilhelm's messages in relation to the new moon. You will understand even more today. You will evolve individually and collectively, a moment at a time, and by every decision you make. You do all things through your consciousness, which is an accumulation of your past beliefs and actions and those of all who came before. You exist to do more than your ancestors, for that is how you and your planet evolved. The message we provided on this state last year and the live conversation this week will give you greater understanding and peace. Now, this is the relation to the new moon, conscious evolution. The new moon in Leo emphasizes individual growth and creative self-expression, aligning with Wilhelm's messages about evolving through conscious decisions. Ancestral influence. The message highlights the accumulation of past beliefs and actions similar to how astrological influence accumulate and impact individual consciousness. Greater understanding and peace. The conjunction with Venus promotes harmonious relationships and self-love, offering opportunities for deeper understanding and inner peace. And then the message from 2 years ago, from on that date, you could become more. We use the word could because it is always your choice. You each come into the world with potential. No one is given more than another, but not all will use their abilities to serve their evolvement or that of your world. You expand or become more, which is always within you. Still, you must also decide to believe in yourself and embrace who you are, which is the work we have given you. For we know how the restructuring might affect you. And then the relation to the new moon, potential and choice. The new moon represents new beginnings and potential, aligning with the ideas that individuals can choose to embrace their abilities and evolve. Belief in self. The influence of Leo encourages self confidence and self expression, supporting the message of believing in oneself to unlock personal potential. Then the message from 2012, because again, when Wilhelm said this particular period, they began giving me these messages, these specific messages in 2012. There was an energetic shift that occurred in our world. Okay. Focus is one of the most powerful abilities that you possess. Focus, as it is being used here, means mentally gathering energy and directing it in any particular direction. It becomes important that you understand it is indeed an ability, and like all other abilities you possess, becomes stronger with practice. You will also come to understand that you can't use the ability in two different directions at once. You will notice your experience of being overwhelmed or confused when you attempt to do so. This does not mean that you cannot do and accomplish many things in your physical life experience, but focus is crucial in each and every moment of now. And then it goes into more of the relation to the new moon, power of focus, over avoiding overwhelm. All of them, and then the collective thing, self-awareness and growth, creative expression, focused intentions. Now, I can tell you that I would receive messages forever about focused attention. I didn't do it all the time. And I can say that. I sat the other night and I said, I really know everything, but I don't always do it. That's the same for you. We know the truth. We know things that we should do, but we don't always do them because we have energetic patterns within us that we still have to move through. And I'm still doing that as well. But I'm determined that I'm going to do much more and help so many others. And that's why I'm doing all of this. That's why I'm doing the channeling session. That's also why I'm changing, putting more into my program. So I'd love for you to check that out. But I just want you to understand nothing, it's going to look a little crazy. The energies are going to keep going. I do know that. They're going to keep changing. But if we understand they're changing for us, if we can use them to love ourselves, to become more present with who we are in this world, we're going to have a very different life and a very different world. And that is my goal. Thanks. See you soon.